Live from the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, this is Iowa Live.
Welcome back to the program, everybody. The Walk to End Epilepsy is coming up a week from Saturday, the 29th at Jordan Creek. And there's going to be a lot of people there, including Tony and Lucy White, who are joining us here in studio right now. Thanks for coming over.
Thanks for having us. We're excited.
Well, Tony, we need to find out about why the Walk to End Epilepsy is so important to your family.
Absolutely. Well, Lucy, our daughter has epilepsy, and it's been a journey for our family over the last many years. I'm sure she can share a little bit more, but it's just a wonderful time to kind of come together, raise some really important funds that are going to help with advocacy, that are going to help with programming, things our family has personally taken advantage of and have meant a lot to us. And so to continue to see that work done and get to meet other families, right, and have that connection on that level are some really wonderful things that come from it.
That's really important, isn't it?
It is,
It really is. Now, Lucy, tell us your story here about how you've had to deal with epilepsy.
Yeah, so I was first diagnosed with epilepsy in kindergarten, and I was immediately put on medication, and quickly my seizures went away. And then I was seizure-free for quite some time, but a few years ago, my seizures returned in a more severe form. And luckily, I was put on, well, it took a few tries, but right now I'm on 3 medications and have been seizure-free for quite some time.
Okay, what was it like, knowing, when you're going through your day-to-day life, that you could have a seizure at any time?
It's very scary.
Yeah.
And now I have some limitations that other kids might not have. Now I have to go to bed earlier than other kids might.
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah. Sleep and stress are a big factor that plays into having seizures.
Wow, I didn't realize that. And tell us a little bit about the Seizure Safe Schools bill that is so important that we need to get taken care of here.
So yes, this bill is very, very important to not only me, but other people with epilepsy, students, staff in schools, because by having this bill, people are able to know how to help everybody with a seizure, and we only have a few days left on the debate floor, so I encourage anybody to write to their senators, reach out to them, and tell them that this is a really important issue that needs to be put on the debate schedule.
Wow, and it's going to give some information which could save somebody's life.
So true, so true.
Which is important. Now, speaking of saving somebody's life, Tony, let's talk a little bit about first aid, seizure first aid.
Absolutely. It is so simple.
Okay, how simple is it?
It is 3 words, and they all start with S.
Okay.
So it is super simple. It is stay safe and side. So what you're going to want to do is stay with the person who is experiencing the seizure. And seizures look different. So Lucy does have the type that you typically think of where the person is convulsing on the floor.
Okay,
yes. Other people have seizures that might just seem like they are out of it, or like they aren't making sense. They're speaking in a way that is not themselves.
And that is
a seizure as well, right? So it's not just the falling down, and I think that's important for people to know. Like, seizures can look really different. So you want to stay with that person, whether they are on the floor or whether they might be wandering. Sometimes you want to make sure someone is safe, right? So that comes to our next part.
Number 2,
safe,
that's number
right?
2.
So if the person is wandering, let's make sure they're not going into traffic. Let's make sure they're not going to fall down a set of stairs. If their body is functioning but their mind isn't.
So they're zoning out.
Right. You want to make sure they're not going to fall downstairs or walk into traffic. In Lucy's case, you want to clear the surroundings. If she's on the ground, make sure she's not going to hit her head on a chair, a desk, a table, something like that. And then finally, the thing is side. If it is a convulsion type of seizure, you want to turn the person on their side. Very important to know, you do not need to put anything in someone's mouth. I think that is a holdover from a long time ago. So that is a myth. Do not do that. Never put something in someone's mouth. It is not necessary. The most important thing you can do is get that person who is convulsing or who is unconscious to their side, and the seizure will pass. At that point, call 911 if necessary. Get the help. But if you can remember, stay safe side. You're setting yourself up for success for dealing with that seizure.
Now, another thing that's awesome. Walk to End Epilepsy. Here's the information on the Walk to End Epilepsy coming up a week from Saturday. Saturday. Jordan Creek Town Center is where it is. It's in the Grand Concourse and starts figure about 8 o'clock or so. Make sure you're there earlier than that. Just give you a general idea there. And you're going to share the microphone with me, right, Lucy?
100%.
Okay, 100%?
100%.
Okay, so we'll take care of that. Thank you so much for coming in and visiting with us. Go to the website, epilepsy.com/Iowa for all the details. See you tomorrow.